Hi guys, I'm Dominique Richey. I am a medical coding trainer and coach, and today I'm going to be sharing my journey of how I became a coder and then now a medical coding trainer. I'm going to be eating on this video because I'm hungry. This is a poke bowl. It's my first poke bowl. I hope I'm saying that right. It's got some good stuff in there. It's red cabbage, carrots, salmon, shrimp and tuna, brown rice, red cabbage, what else is in here? Red peppers, and some cream cheese right there. So I mixed everything together. It's pretty good. I like it. I think maybe because I'm so hungry, I should have got a bigger size, but it's all good. So I started my coding journey in 2009. I initially thought that I wanted to be a nurse, but when it got to the point where I was in class studying to be a nurse, and we started talking about blood draws and injections, and we actually got to the part where we had to practice on somebody else, and you had to put the needle in somebody else. I was like, nope, you know what? I'm gonna do something that requires, me to care for patients, but not directly care for patients. So I end up looking at some other opportunities, and I found medical coding, and I researched it a little bit, and I was like, you know what? I like reading. I like working with numbers. So I'm gonna go ahead and find a school that's close to me and talk to a counselor about it. And so I end up enrolling into a medical coding program. They combine billing and coding and front office administration all in one program. And it was an 8-month program, and it had an externship at the end. So I completed the program. I completed my externship with the chiropractor, and the chiropractor, I was able to learn front office, back office, and I got to get some customer service experience as well. I already had customer service experience and management experience prior to this, but this was on a medical level. So it was really cool. She was a holistic chiropractor. So she dealt a lot with natural herbs and holistic approaches to medications and versus taking prescribed medications to heal or treat the body. So after the externship, I took the coding certification. It was a national coding certification, but I found out after I passed the certification that nobody was looking for this certification. Like, none of the employers wanted that. So I kind of was discouraged, but I learned a lesson from it. So I learned to look at an employer's job requirements, the skill sets needed for the job, and the education needed for the job, in order to be looked at by an employer. And I noticed that most of them, if not all of them, they wanted one certification from one of these organizations, at least one. And those organizations are AAPC and AHIMA. So I started looking into these organizations, and then I eventually said, you know what? I'm gonna take one of these certifications from exams for my certification from AAPC. So there's a lot of certifications for coders that you can take. I ended up taking the certified professional coder for the hospital, CPCH at the time. I think now they've changed it to certified something else, outpatient coder, COC now, but prior to that it was CPCH. So I ended up taking that, and I failed on my first attempt. Now AAPC gives a free second retake. So I ended up taking the retake and I passed. So before my second retake, I learned from my mistakes the first time. I didn't have my books tabbed, and I have a video down below, description down below, where you can see how I tab my books, because this is an example of what a coding book looks like. It's really big. So imagine trying to go through this whole book while you're taking an exam with no tabs on it. So what the tabs do, you put a tab where you need it into those important places, and you can just flip right to that section of the book. So that's what your tabs do. So I saved a lot of time on my second attempt when I tabbed my books. And then I also noticed that there was some areas on the exam that I should have studied that I knew little about. Went back and took the exam again. Like I said, I passed that time. So now I am ready to start my career as a coder, and I joined as a member of AAPC. And along with your membership, you're able to attend the local chapter meetings and the national meetings as well. So there was this one meeting that I attended where another member of the organization was giving a free coding training class to new coders. So I went to that meeting and I learned a lot. It was just a day meeting. And I got to meet with her, and as she was ending her course, she talked about the opportunity as an intern with her company. So they were looking for an intern, and I was like, yep, that's me. It's gonna be me. I'm gonna be the intern. I hope y'all know that. So what I ended up doing was just thanking her for the course at the end of the meeting, and then I immediately, when I got home, I jumped on that computer so fast. I had my resume already ready and my cover letter already ready to go. When you stay prepared, you stay ready, you never gotta be ready, something like that. Y'all know how the saying goes. Anyway, I filled out the application, sent her a thank you letter, just knowing that, hey, it was me that you talked to. Remember me at the meeting? Okay, yeah, I got my resume in there. So I actually ended up getting the internship, and I learned a lot. So although being an intern was not the way I wanted to start my coding career, I actually learned a lot, because I was able to learn the entire, from the entire health information field. I learned from the entire revenue cycle. I got to learn the billing part of it. I got to learn coding. I even spent a day with a data analyst at the time. So it was really cool. I got to learn all the ins and outs of the revenue cycle. So after my internship, it was a paid internship, thank God. But after that, I got a job with the same company full time as a coder. And then while I was an intern, I would notice that the coders were never there. I was like the only one there. I had to come in the office. I'm like, hey, where's all the workers at? Anybody here? Anybody? Just me? So I asked my manager, where are the coders? And he said that they work from home. They only come in for meetings. So monthly meetings and, things like that. I'm like, wait a minute. They work from home. They don't have to come in at all. So I'm like, oh my gosh. At this point, I'm like, wow, this is the field that I will be in for a long time. Because at the time, I had smaller children at the time. And I knew that if I had the opportunity to work from home and not commute, that's great. Who wants to drive if they don't have to? So that was another bonus of being a coder. And then as I got hired on full time, my pay increased, and I was like, wow, I really didn't know that you could make this much money as a medical coder, because when I enrolled in that medical billing and coding program, they really lowballed the situation. Maybe because it was maybe my instructors there, I don't know, they didn't know much about the coding portion of it. I don't know, but they really lowballed how much a coder can make. Coders make really good livings. And there's always an opportunity for growth. The medical field is always expanding. You can do so many different things. You don't have to just be a coder. There's auditing, there's management. You could be a Epic trainer. Epic is a computer program, but we won't get into Epic. But there's so many things that you can do. I have a link below for AHIMA, and it just tells you the different careers that come along with being in the health information field. So you guys can check that out as well. So along my journey, I'm working as a coder, and then I start noticing that I loved training the new coders. So this was years along. And I'm like, I got the opportunity. I was asked by one of the managers to, show a new coder the ropes. And as I start doing that, I noticed I'm like, I like training other people. So that is eventually how I became a coding trainer, is because I wanted to help the new coders gain experience, and I was good at it. So that is how I started my journey as a medical coding trainer. So now that I've been in the field since 2009, I have acquired 2 degrees, health information technology and health information management. So an associate's degree and a bachelor's degree. And I've also gotten my certifications in coding and project management. I have my CCS certification and also my RHIA, which is a registered health information administrator. That is by AHEMA. And again, I have the link below if you want to learn more about AHEMA or AAPC. For my coding program, my students get in-depth training, which makes us different from other coding training programs. So I actually go more in depth because I want you guys to not only learn coding, but you need to learn real world experience. What it's like getting on, what it's like getting on Epic and learning the different systems, because that's part of the experience that employers are going to look for. Do you know how to use encoder software? Do you know how to use different coding programs or different applications required by a coder? So I make sure that not only do you learn coding, you're also going to learn those things that I just named, as well as we go to talk about the certification exams. So depending on where you are in your career, we're going to be going in depth, and you're going to learn each of the domains that you need in order to pass that exam. Okay, so each of the areas of study, you're going to know exactly what's on that exam and where to look for it, so you are fully prepared to take your exam. So if you guys want to learn more about my coding programs, you can visit my website at www.dynastylifesolutions.com. I have the link below. And you can also join us on my social media sites. On Instagram, it's at IP, I as in igloo, P as in Paul, _ made, MADE, _ easy. And then for Facebook, it is, I don't know, I have to go back and look. I'll put the description below of the link. I'm sorry, I don't know it by heart. It's a different it's a different link from Facebook than from my Instagram. That's why I'm not sure what it is. But I'll put all of that below. And I thank you guys for sitting with me. This was my first video just talking for this long. If you guys want to see more videos about coding, we're definitely going to be playing some games. I'm going to be putting up some more videos about that, about coding, just about the whole health information field. So if you guys want to see more, please go ahead and like and subscribe to the channel. And I thank you so much. Again, I'm Dominique Richey. Until next time, bye.